Hola amigos, Victor Said from Victor Marathoner, and today we have a short video on 5 tips to fight the heat whilst running. So let's get into it. The first tip, the most obvious one, try to run when it's not peak time in terms of heat. So you have two options basically, early morning run or late at night after the sunset. That's when works best. Try to fit your work, family, other commitments, calendar around it. For me, it's early morning runs when it works best, and it makes a huge difference. So, for example, this last weekend I didn't follow this tip in my long run, and I wake up a bit later than usual, went for a run, and it was far too late because the heat was already almost unmanageable. So important one and first tip, try to run when you have less heat in the time zone where you live. Second tip, this is more physiological, but it is important. Try to get a summer haircut. And yeah, the head is where most of the heat control regulation in the body is. So especially in the back part of the head is where we have some controls to regulate the temperature in our body. So if you can, I would suggest try to get a short haircut for the summer time to fight that heat. Third tip to fight the heat, and related to that physiological tip on the second one. So put some hat, cap, whatever, to try to avoid get the sun directly hitting your head. So especially if you cannot avoid running in the central part of the day where the sun hits with a lot of strength. So during summertime, most of my runs, I run with a hat that provides some shadow cover, and slightly goes into my fourth tip to really fight the heat. What works really well for me, and I have to thank another runner, Simon Platt, that suggested this via Strava last summer, and I follow this, is put some cold water in your wrists and head. So what I do is soak that hat, put it on top of my head, and that keeps the body a bit cooler. And every time I run past by a fountain, just stop few seconds, just put the hat under the water, put it back on, and that really gives you a bit of cool down in your runs. So it's not only drinking water, of course, that goes without saying. You need to drink more fluids, electrolytes, water during summertime, but that's a given. This is more on what I've learned in these last 18 months running. And my fourth tip is to try to find a route that has some shadow. So don't just follow your usual route for running if it's completely open air. Try to find it. If you can, the best I found for myself is a forest where you have the protection from the trees and you don't get the sun hitting you directly. So that's perfect because it gives you also protection from the sun, and normally in a forest the temperature also drops a couple of degrees, so that will be perfect if you can. And last but not least, my fifth tip of the day to fight the heat in this summertime is try to pay extra attention. You always have to listen to your body, but especially during summertime. So try to take a notch down from your effort. So if you have to reduce the pace, do it. Listen to your heart rate. If you have even if it's wrist, which is not 100% accurate, but better than nothing, your perceived effort. If you have a strap, HR strap, perfect. Keep an eye, and if it goes above your usual effort, stop, reduce your pace, and listen to your body. You don't want to overdo it and get to a point where you might have some issues, really. So this is the last, but probably the most important. Listen to your body, take it a notch down in terms of effort, and keep it easy as much as possible during summertime. So that's all from me today. Hope you liked this video. If you have any other tips, please comment down below. Ask me any questions you may have. Subscribe to the channel, it means a lot to me. And share with your running buddies and friends. So yeah, I hope I will see you in the next one. Enjoy today's run.